Welcome back to the UltraMotive channel, where today we are durability testing the Murcielago as we are off-roading it in the middle of the woods out in who knows where in Washington.
Well, I think we're free up here.
I hope we're free soon because this was entirely unplanned. We are not in Phoenix anymore. We got the evergreen trees around us. We are back here home in Seattle. We got my little brother back there behind us, and it's exciting. We get to pick up a Lamborghini today, my Lamborghini, which is visiting for the summer because there's no reason to have a Murcielago in 3-digit temperatures, scorching hot in Phoenix. Car's gonna overheat, and so bring it up here to where my family is, where some old familiar faces and friends are. And now we gotta go take delivery of it. We're about to pull into the neighborhood. What do you think, Ethan? You think the car is gonna be here first, or you think we're gonna beat the car?
I feel like it's gonna be here.
Oh. Hello?
Hey Jack, it's Serge. I'm here.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're just arriving as well.
Okay, sounds good. See ya.
All right, see ya. And here it is. Perfect. Perfect timing. You literally called me right as we're like pulling in. Oh yeah, this thing probably barely fits in here.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Be transported.
Yeah, actually I don't even think the rear wheels could get past those wheel well covers on the trailer, yeah.
Yeah, because it's wider, you have to leave it like this, and then all the weight of the trailer is in the back, and when you're driving, every bump feels like the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I was driving like all the way from Tacoma, like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah. What's up?
How are you?
He just pulled up right as I just
like,
pulled up.
Do you need me?
No, I was literally about to call you. Super easy. A lot easier when it's coming out of one of these smaller trailers than big old semi-truck. And a lot easier when it's manual. I sent the car here to Mark's place. Mark hasn't been on the channel in a minute. OG viewers may remember this man. He has given me some of my first ever Murcielago experiences. But I sent mine here to his in case the car showed up before I did and he was able to take care of it. But of course, you know, we ended up showing up at the exact same time. He's done some crazy garage renovations ever since. This used to be just a simple 3-car garage, and with a lot of construction, this guy's turned this into a dream man cave. Oh my gosh, it is nuts to see. You took the 3-car, you elevated the ceilings, you pushed it all back.
It's a quite interesting process because when you draw it on a piece of paper, you would think that everything will morph together with the existing house.
Yeah.
And then when you actually execute the blueprint, then you figure out everything is misaligned.
Yeah.
But it's like the manual swap where you would think like it's just the rod and then there's a lot of massaging adjustment.
Yeah.
I'll give an example. For example, this glulam beam, right? That's holding the structure up for the whole entire roof. That goes into my master bathroom. It sits right where the toilet is. So I'm like, how am I supposed to execute this? So we ended up pushing the toilet in about 3 inches.
Oh,
you wouldn't
no
know
way.
if I don't tell you because the other side's partitioned.
Yeah.
And then we have to re-plumbing the sewer and everything.
Gotcha.
And then obviously, like the back is about 4 inches longer than the front, and you wouldn't know, just so the roof will fit the roof line into the existing like structure.
Because that's the hard part about this, I guess what's hard to tell on video is that this isn't a separate garage or anything. This garage is literally attached to his house, which is right here. And so, yeah, like you were saying, you got to kind of make it fit together.
This is like, I don't know if, like this is the hallway that goes into my house, into my kitchen and dining room.
Yeah.
And that's an office in the back.
Ultimate office right here. You can open it all the way up. So I guess onto the things that the viewers are probably distracted by. The cars, especially for people who hadn't seen these before. This has been on the channel, but in Japan.
Oh my God, how many years ago now?
I think
pre-COVID.
Five years ago, 2020.
2020.
Yeah. We went to Garagesaurus and we found it up on, literally on a lift, just in some shop in Japan. And this dude said, I'm gonna take that, bring it all the way out here.
They were not gonna fire it up because they think I wasn't a serious buyer.
yeah, really.
You have to really convince him like he is actually a legit buyer.
Yeah, and then they did fire it up, right? Yeah. It is so loud and it sounds so crazy good. Blew my eardrums out.
That's a 550 done by Garagesaurus. It's a V12 ITV and still kept a gated manual.
Yeah.
And it's a transaxle, so you obviously viewer knows. So in order to make this a sequential, then you have to change the transaxle into a rear diff and then run the transaxle in the gear tunnel, which will be quite challenging. So we kept it the gated, and obviously you can run the F1 trends, but it's not as cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then next to that over here, this is also, I'd say, probably one of your most iconic cars, the 34,
Right.
basically from the Need for Speed cover and famous track car.
It's an ATT KD time attack car that did
Yup.
56.9 at Tsukuba, I believe back in 2014, 2015 era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting old now in comparison to the spec that the Skylines are running these days. They're running, you know, trigger kits and everything, but this is a very high response, about 520 to 540 horsepower.
Yeah.
But extremely light.
Yup.
Aero, you know, yeah, it's a very cool car. AR2, it's a very nice color.
I mean, the presence alone, I've been honored to see this thing on the I-90 like bridges out in Seattle, and just this in your rearview mirror is probably the most intimidating R34 that's out there.
And then, fun fact, it's on OS88, so
Yeah.
it's a dog box.
Yeah.
So I think that really adds the driving experience. So.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I recently had experience in one of these.
Yeah, it's a
and
Scuderia.
yup, this thing is a amazing driver's car, arguably one of the last of Ferrari's like raw mid-range driver's cars.
It's a fine balance between a 458 and
Yeah.
kind of an old school single clutch. And the Ferrari's F1 transmission is very superior in comparison to Lambo's single clutch. So
And this is the last of their F1. Like this is like the greatest, the very end where it like they fully fine-tuned it. So I was blown away when I drove one with how quick and actually how usable it can be.
I was quite surprised because I think the 458 specialty is more refined, but this car is more raw to me.
Yeah.
And in terms of experience, at Pacific Raceway, I'm only maybe a second and a half slower than a 991.2 GT3.
Wow.
So that speaks a lot.
That does, yeah, because this car is dated. It's getting old, yeah.
It's interesting because it's so light. It's under 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I'm obviously running the cheating tires. I'm running some Goodyear F13R.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm just surprised. I thought it was going to be a 4-5 second gap.
Right.
Because they're not in the same era. No, it's hanging right there.
And the only thing that is closely comparable is right here. This is actually, well, actually, no, not older. It's like exact same time period, right?
Right,
This is
about 08, 09.
Yeah.
This is the pre-LP.
yeah, which I'll always prefer the pre-LP Superleggera over the LP just because of that 5.0 screaming V10 sound. This thing, especially, you got the LOC, right? Still
Yes,
on it?
I still have that OG LOC.
Yeah, this thing, it can sound almost like an LFA. Like literally, I'd say almost
so
like that.
underrated.
Yep.
I know how internet kind of praises certain cars, and
Yep.
it's just a very underrated car.
Yeah. So what do you prefer though? Because these two are so
I
comparable.
will say it will be a very surprise kind of response coming from the owner who drives it quite a bit. The Scuderia is actually the closest thing to an actual race car, but it's a street legal car. I think it carried the Challenge Stradale gene, which it was actually just a street legal race car, and I think this is a bit more refined. But it's just so raw.
Yeah.
The whole entire chassis vibrates. There's not a lot of like sound deadening and stuff. The Lambo is surprisingly more comfortable to me.
Really interesting.
However, the JRZ suspension is so dialed in, even though it gives you a little bit of that premium feel. So I would say this is more of a road car. So I'm comfortably driving 2,000 miles down to Monterey, which I did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's really no issues with that. And on the track, it's a very different dynamic. This is a rear-wheel drive car that's very oversteery, so I think it requires a bit more driving skill. And this is a very understeery car. So this is an all-wheel drive car, and I think for people who are novices, I think they would love this feel a lot more. They're apples to oranges, but they're also very similar because they're NA, amazing sounding cars. I think the Scooter is just a little bit more car, and which is reflecting to its value, right?
Exactly. Like at the time, I think they're probably similar priced when they like came out. Would you say maybe?
I would say so, but I think when you
But now this is like 100,000 more currently still, right?
That's why I think this car is undervalued.
Yeah.
It's a very underappreciated car, and I wouldn't be surprised. After 10 years with aftermarket swap kits, there would be a lot of people who are driving these manual swapped.
Yep.
3LP, Superleggera, because you can totally do that. And there's the real estate for you to actually just cut the hole and make everything work. And I wouldn't be surprised this is going to be a $250,000 car one day, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I even prefer just the sound. They both scream, they both sound crazy, but this sound to me is so, it's really rare, you know, that high pitched V10 sound. Yeah, you only get it out of like CGT, LFA, but you do kind of get it out of a first gen Gallardo with the right exhaust, and most people I feel like haven't caught on to that.
Right, I would say in comparison to the Mercy with a straight pipe and the Gallardo, it's probably feel like it's just missing like 500 RPM of the last bit of the noise.
Yeah.
But entire spectrum is pretty much right there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's just going to be a future classic in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And then behind you, another 34.
Another 34. This one's pretty bone stock.
Yeah.
It's for sale, but it's just 34s are so composed. I haven't had a stock 34 for a long time. And going back to stock, it just make me kind of appreciate the stock car.
Yeah.
Because you always take away something when you modify the car. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
This car is so easy to drive that you don't have to even...
Yeah, well, your other one is also like a literal race car, or once was.
They're different cars.
Yeah.
They're entirely different cars, and this is just on a Nismo upgrade with a S-tune suspension and and mostly stock, but just by a simple tune with a little bit more aggressive timing and some sort of air fuel kind of adjustments, the car is extremely alert. It's a very composed car.
He's that mature taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes modify cars and everything, right? So,
I know. Well, a lot of your cars are pretty ridiculous, I would say, as far as like these are raw, both of these up here are raw, and then now you just got this.
Yeah,
this is also. Is this another track toy?
This is a track toy. So this is a street chassis car that has all the Cup car components. So this is the 991.1 GT3 RS, and it's a very interesting thing. You can see it has the Cup car front fender and it has the Cup car front bumper, but it also has the GT3 inlet cutout. So it's kind of morphing both of them together. And it has some mixed 99 Gen 2 components, 991.2 components.
Yeah.
So you can see the intake inlets. This is actually a .2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then also for all the .1s, they don't have the knock duct that cools the brake rotors. So this was a upgrade to get to parity with the .2.
Yeah, and it is caged.
Yeah, so this is
fully caged.
This is an authentic OEM Cup car cage.
Wow.
You cannot actually purchase them. So the previous owner actually have connections to the race team, and that's how this car is equipped with it. But there's some downside of it. For example, with the Cup car cage, if you come over here and see the glove box doesn't even open.
No way.
So you can tell how race car it is. So.
Yeah. No, I mean it's dedicated now.
Yeah. So this car is decked out. It has 3 maps. It can run E85. It can run 100 octane. It's so just cool, a very nice supplement where you still have AC. You can drive it to the racetrack. It's maybe.
I mean this is probably the most bulletproof car for track use out of everything here, at least in my mind. Last but not least, your 32, which I don't think I actually ever got to film with or check out, but a couple years back you picked up a 32 yourself.
So this car actually have Charles's legendary blue R34's engine.
Oh,
so
no
I don't know
way.
if the viewers know that we're financing Japan with all the Samsona transmissions and things. So the engine actually came into this car now.
Oh, wow. What a setup. Oh my gosh. So yeah, big single, crazy manifold.
Yeah, this manifold is like a wow.
How much power does this thing make?
I don't know. I think it's comfortably making like maybe 615, 620 on 92.
Does it like, how's the lag? Like, is it pretty?
It's I think it comes in around like 37, 25, something around there.
Okay, yeah.
And then the wastegate opens around like 5,000 RPM. It just pulls through all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, it needs to rev up a little bit, but once you're in power band, it's pretty linear.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Big old Nismo strut. This color too. This has got to be a pretty uncommon 32 color, I would say.
This is a stock TH1 color.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe it's just you never see TH1s in this condition.
Right.
But yeah, like it feels pretty unique just staring at it.
The thing is, I feel like there's a lot of overplayed gray and black R32s that are immaculate.
Yep.
So just to kind of change it up to do the original blue color is something like I thought is very unique to it.
So I'm gonna let Mark drive this thing.
Thank you so much.
because he has a Murcielago SV, Grigio Telesto, but is currently in the process of getting manual swapped.
Right.
And so I'm going to give him the early sneak peek on what the experience is like. Oh yeah, you just got to press unlock.
Right. Hold on. I've had this trick before.
Yep.
I understand.
I know.
Good.
There we go. So yeah, his swap is going to be with all OEM parts, whereas the EAG swap with this car, obviously they manufacture them, and so it'll be different. And of course, his car is an SV, so that'll also be different. But the last time you drove a manual Murci was a factory pre-LP.
Pre-LP years ago. This is the first time driving a manual LP 640. First of all, the clutch feels amazing.
I know. I was always so curious, like it's so interesting to have an automatic car and then to wonder what will it feel like? And then
your brake feels very similar to my SV brakes, very touchy.
I know, yeah, that carbon ceramic.
It just makes the driving experience so much more engaging.
Yeah.
You're driving the car, you're commanding it, you know, not the computer who's trying to dump the clutch into it.
Yeah. Yeah, so much more usable too.
And then look at this, downshifts are so easy. Like,
yeah, he's got this down right away.
I'm still driving it like I'm driving it. The gears are so long, like there's no reason
I know.
why I should be.
He's fast and furious shifting right now.
Oh.
But this is literally your manual teaser experience before your car is completed, so you might as well take in as many shifts as you can right
This is
now.
like a trigger. I'm just pulling the trigger as much as I can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so nice. Thank you. This is a great experience. Like,
yeah.
I'm excited for my car now because obviously the pieces that is ultimately shifting the car is going to be slightly different because I'm doing OEM swap.
Exactly.
I have no idea if the OG is the best, right? So we're gonna see that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my my feedback. But this, like, if you tell me this is how an OEM car is, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be like, wow, this is just like I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot to how well this setup is, right? Oh my god. It's just so rewarding to get the perfect shift, right?
I know.
Oh!
Yeah.
Woo!
That V12 scream. Well, it has been over 6 months since this car has been converted to a gated manual, and so far it has held up phenomenally. There have been no codes whatsoever, no issues. I'd say it's had about 1,000 miles put on it with the manual in Arizona, but now we are up here in Seattle, Washington with arguably better roads to drive a manual oriented car. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video. That's exactly what we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna go on a big drive to fully test out and basically strength test our gated conversion. We're doing a big loop around the entire state of Washington. It's something that we traditionally do every single summer. It'll be the first time I do this big drive in the Murci, but we'll see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of the homies local to this area, and it should be a fun day. Fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong. So far, Mark, who has driven a factory pre-LP manual car, has approved of the EAG conversion, but let's see if the conversion will be able to handle the whole state of Washington. Everyone is shivering right now.
When the Canadians are freaking shivering, bud.
Yeah, you guys are Canadian. You guys should be used to this, right? We have got the car all the way out to the Mount Rainier area in Washington. Do you see that right there? That there is good driving road. This right here is proof to drive your cars. I don't think you could get any car in any sort of location like this without putting a ton of miles on it to get here. So I'm proud. Car's holding up strong, and now the real reward comes in because you have epic roads to shift through, drive through, enjoy. Pose up, pose up.
Hey guys, I sell Bitcoin trading courses.
No, that's Aventadors. That's Aventadors.
This is too classy.
Hey, you know, I couldn't help but notice that one of your bulbs was out, so I got your replacement.
It's perfect for a car that big. That is perfect. Have you been just carrying that in your ass like the whole day?
It's been in my trunk. I just kind of forgot about it, so.
What is this, a real bulb?
It's a real bulb. It's a 1,000-watt light bulb.
What in the world does this, like industrial or something?
It's got to be some sort of stadium lighting.
That's crazy.
One of our gyms, so.
That is so funny. Fleet check for this year's White Pass drive. We got Jacob in the E63 AMG. That thing is a baller daily right there. Braden, 2 cars brought out here. His M3 CS and his E46 on the nice BBS LMs. That thing is gangsta. We have Mike's 570 on some HREs. R101s, P101s, I'm not entirely sure, but very tasteful indeed. And then we have a rental, but a twin to the rental. 2 best bang for your budget cars right here. Another rental, and lady driven
sir.
out here. How is it?
It's good. It's good so far.
Is it good? It's auto, right?
Yes.
Automatic.
Auto.
Competition though?
X-Drive.
Oh yeah. X-Drive competition.
Yep.
My favorite color in these. This is what you get when you don't passenger princess. You drive something cool like this.
Tried something different for today.
Yeah. Mr. Gray has wrapped his F12. Oh, and I believe the BBSs are new from last year as well. And it's a lot louder than last time as well. What exhaust did you end up going with?
Gamertag.
Yeah, the best of the best.
Yeah.
So I won't be the only one screaming, making F1 noises out here today. They never get old. The Recaro, podiums? Yeah. To match with the brown interior. So tasteful, so good. Never lift with the Velosta. Hi. Then Rich has the RS5. Whoa! Ocean Man. That's a little close there. Edging the curve. Edging the curve. And then we got some more over here. A little close. Like literally just barely hitting the front end of third. We're already like flying through where I gotta get on my brakes through like 3-digit speeds.
The people going the other way must be, what the hell?
Literally, right? I would be freaking out. My neck would be broken if one of these just whizzed by. But yeah, we got crazy views out here. Brought out the wagon.
The Skittle wagon.
Dude, there's some depth to this wagon right here. At first glance, your non-car person might just see this as just some Audi station wagon, but it's pink, but it's Porsche pink.
It's a Ruby Star.
Yeah.
Or Ruby Star, whichever it is.
It's got 5 spokes, but they're Porsche OEM Macan wheels?
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
The base Macan.
Yeah, and then for those who don't remember when he showed up in Arizona in this thing, it is right-hand drive. So this is a full imported S4 Avant, yes. So supercharger noises. All glazing aside, we gotta dive into the
We do not talk about
What?
I was on a time crunch and didn't have time to trim it all before I left.
Oh man. Bro, you getting the wide body? It's like literally cutting out the fenders to make it fit.
It will be nicer in a little bit.
Also, I feel like a man as like specific as you would have a huge issue the fact that you accidentally made a pink on red car.
That
like,
does bother me a bit. I will say it doesn't really match.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not dyeing the interior just for.
No.
It's a bit too much commitment.
No, I love this color because it's funny because at first glance I feel like it's subtle, but no, like dude, when you're like way up ahead or even behind, it pops. It literally pops on like just like that. They're Skittle colors.
It's the only Skittle colors out of all the gang.
Yeah, everyone else is boring. Yeah, this is better than any import model I could ever ask for. This is peer pressure and bullying at its finest. I like how the guy with the nicest wheels is doing that.
The windows open.
Yeah.
Alcantara everywhere.
Oh man, his windows are open? Oh.
With the windows down.
Big mistake. Oh, we have a visitor. He's pulling up conveniently right behind Braden after he just left his mark. Did he sniff out your little mark that you left there?
This thing's a little, I don't know how the hell you figured that one out. Is this your BMW? I was like, yes. No more donuts, please. Okay.
Well, I wonder how he did figure it.
I mean, it's a pristine car.
I mean, he gave himself DIY white walls.
Yeah, dude.
That now he's got to make black again.
Wild. Someone had to have called. How do you call anyone from here? How do you get cell service?
How do you have cell service, and how did he show up so fast?
I was like,
he just knew that he was doing donuts and just asked him not to.
I said, I'm not allowed to do donuts. He goes, hell no, that's reckless driving. You can go to jail for that. I was like,
doing 100s, okay.
I was like, sorry, sir.
The first year ever, we got a little bit of off-roading on our agenda. Oh my gosh, I could just show the floor right here. This is crazy. Well, hopefully this just means the road is going to be that much better for next year. True. Yeah.
Rough, you don't say.
Yeah, exactly. This is the area now that if I was going the oncoming direction and I just saw a Mercy whiz by on a trail, that is where I'd officially think that I've seen it all. Don't mind me, nothing to see here. God, I wish I was in one of those right now. He had a grin. He was like, what the hell? Oh my gosh.
Feels so nice.
Freaking get all the dirt and gravel off our tires. Some say this is how F1 cars warm up their tires, but also it's probably more practical that this is actually how you clean off your tires. Yo, post rallycross checkup, it's still intact. We're still good. How did this guy hold up? Oh my god. Bro, it's just plastic down there, right?
What will happen?
No, nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
How was it though?
Yeah, that was not good. It was very bumpy. You know, like my front, like subframe's falling out.
Yeah, that plus like the clutch in this thing too. Oh my god. Be like one of the last Ferraris that has an actual key.
Means it's harder to steal.
Yeah, right. Oh. I'm like, why is it not cranking? But it's a push to start.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's the Ferrari special. Gray, what mode should I be in?
What mode should I be in?
It's in. Just go to race. Race is fine. And then to put it in manual mode, hit auto there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gray said he wanted to hear his car. We made sure we gave him the best audible experience. It's so like crisp. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that is crazy. Oh my, the turn signals are on the wheel, and when your wheel is like dislocated like that, you lose where your signals are. We've been out driving for about 5 hours now, and I will say this thing is a workload. With manual, you have a lot more control, but you also have a lot more responsibility. These seats are not the comfiest, and obviously this thing is loud, it rattles, you can't see much out of it, and you know, every time we come to a real slowdown, I gotta make sure I got my downshifts right, gotta make sure I got my upshifts good because the revs fall very quickly. So there's a lot of work you're doing. It of course is worth it when you get the right shifts, and of course when you're doing little technical stuff that you as a driver can do in a manual car better than the automatic transmission could have. It obviously it saves the car a lot of wear and tear. But this being the first big loop around Washington so far, I will say this is not something that I would do every single weekend. It becomes draining, and I know I hadn't even experienced much yet, because people like Doug DeMiro and stuff, they complain about how draining something like a Countach is, which is much more outdated, doesn't have the same power steering, and a lot of other creature comforts than even this does. But man, even something like this Murci, whew, it takes a lot out of me. But she's still going strong, she's going strong. Well, we have successfully made it all the way back from driving all the way around the whole state, and we have no lights on the dash. I mean, apart for driver door, don't worry about that. But nothing, car held up strong. I'm so proud of this thing. You can see we got some bugs out on here, proving the miles that we did put on this thing today. But honestly, I thought there would be more. The car is still pretty clean. You wouldn't have thought that we just did a full-on rally essentially. So yes, the conversion has still held up strong, and arguably it has prevented other things from failing. Who knows on this drive if an e-gear module or an e-gear component could have left me stranded, but we got that out of the way. The manual has saved us. The topic at hand right now is car keys. Murci down there. Merrick has the A3.
A3. Yeah.
A3, baby. Worth what? How much? Like
2 McRibs.
all right. This is my Murcielago key.
Oh, dang, dude.
Is it the same?
It's very similar.
The actual key is, but you
If
have
anything, you have a newer style key.
yeah, you have a different.
I don't know if I'd call that the same. Besides this like flip part at the very
Yeah.
top,
If anything,
obviously.
the Murci key looks worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's got like the fresher buttons.
Yeah, no, I just have 2
key.
faded lock and unlock buttons, and you at least you have a trunk and other stuff.
Yeah, it's the same key as the newer R8s.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd actually call this the same key, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I would say obviously this is the same key as in
I wonder
Gallardo's.
if we have the same pattern. Like, I wonder if this.
Bro, you just go and start my car. Just have theft with your Audi key.
Audi on Audi theft.
All right, so Tim, you have.
I
start with
have
your key. So
my key. This is a valet key for the Astons, the emotional control unit. Goofy,
That's
whatever
what
they
it's
want.
called?
That is actually what it's called. I wish I was
emotional
joking.
control unit.
Yes, that is what Aston Martin
And this
quoted.
thing
that.
is-
this is the valet emotional control unit.
This
the
is
Brokey.
literally a feather. It's so light.
It is so unbelievably light. I don't know how I haven't lost it. I probably just jinxed myself.
Yeah.
But
Conveniently over here, we have the bougier version of Tim's DB9, the DBS.
which ready? The glass key, the infamous glass key that if you drop it, it's like $2 grand to replace.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's just so
and
much
that
heavier.
glass bit on the end will
Yeah,
like
this
shatter.
is actual glass. You can see actually Mikey actually chipped it at one point. Dude, he just left it on the freaking gravel right here. That might have just happened now. I don't freaking know. But it's like actually nice and like, I don't know why I'm throwing a key like that. But I mean,
be careful how you toss that.
Yeah, I know. But you can actually like see the buttons. This is my key versus his.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on here, but you're actually you have icons on
Yeah,
his.
you actually have like visible icons on
So both
mine.
of which you just stick it inside the car.
Yes, I can show you that.
Yo, can you demonstrate that on this real quick?
Of course. I wonder if he cares if I start it. 'Cause it's actually...
I know, that's the funny part. No, you should do it.
Okay, bet. So you stick it in here.
Pure Aston Martin. Oh my gosh. You know, something that would say emotional control unit would also say pure Aston
Exactly,
Martin.
right?
They're really trying to get into your emotions on this one.
All right, fire in the hole.
He had no reaction. He hasn't even looked over here.
And then the Aston Martin, the glass like logo, it like actually blends in super well with the buttons over here because they're all matching the same. So you just have the logo. This is the key here.
Yeah.
With the engine start, and it looks so good. I love this. No new Astons don't do this. I don't know why. Well, probably because owners always lost their keys because there's nothing like hooking onto. So just people lose it, and it's kind of a pain. But that's a small detail. Okay, this is my car. I just realized it says something different than Mike's.
Power Beauty
Soul.
What?
It's different.
Dude, I like yours more. I'm not gonna
Power
lie.
Beauty Soul.
Yeah.
What would you rather have? That or pure Aston Martin?
I'd take Power Beauty Soul all day
With
long.
the emotional control unit theme that they had going, it just makes sense.
And you have a third pedal.
And I have a third pedal.
Yeah, which that one doesn't, so you got the
That's
manual.
the only thing I have going. Otherwise, I'm definitely not.
Otherwise, you're missing a trunk, a diffuser, carbon ceramic brakes, front bumper, an S badge. Both of these cars both have like the same V12 engine,
Exactly,
right?
copy
Exactly.
Some small difference.
Is it like just like a tune or something
It's
that they probably?
a tune and an intake difference. That's essentially the big bulk of the difference from the DBS power to my car.
Yeah. And so what Mike has done for this car is he's added Velocity AP headers. And what's the exhaust?
The full
system?
system. It's a
the
full Velocity AP
system.
power pack.
Okay.
So that comes with the air filters, the Valvetronic muffler, and everything in between the muffler and the headers.
It takes a more luxury, deep V12 tone and turns it into a screaming F1 V12, very similar to that of the Mercy behind it. And I mean, who doesn't love a car that sounds like that? And there's a lot of V12 powered cars out there. They never had the right header set up from factory, or obviously they're super muffled, but it is super cool when exhaust companies do all the engineering work to get the most out of these V12s, make them sound like screaming F1 cars. And the DBS is one of them. And I'd love to show you guys the capability of this car, the noises that it can possibly make with the right setup. It's so pretty. I can't get over this rear end. It's like the prettiest rear end in existence. We woke up some cows
to speak to the
out here in the countryside.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's horrible. You think there's any more bulls over there? Like what we got right there?
Got one bull for a lot of cows, baby.
Yeah.
They heard the bull and they came over. They're like, oh, well, we're related, right? Hey there.
Hey.
Is this a Murcielago?
Yes, it is.
What year is this?
This is 2009. Yeah.
I haven't seen. Is this like an aftermarket thing or is it like a special trim?
No,
Like
this
wings?
is a part of them. These are their bat wings that they have on the car for it just feeds in extra cooling into
I
the
feel like in
radiators.
videos and photos, like I didn't see like this particular one. They don't move or anything.
They do.
Oh,
yeah. So you might have seen them down.
Yeah,
But
probably.
right now they're up. Yeah.
Dang. How long have you had it?
It's like just like 2 years or so now. Yeah.
So is that like a film or?
is this original thing? Oh, it's a film, right?
So, well, I have a clear protective film all the way around it. And so, yeah, every now and then you'll have like a little dirt like getting in crevices with that. Yeah. But this is the original, paint color. Yeah.
Well, it's so that's just a front, right?
Yep. Yeah, it just has front space in there, but no space inside the cabin whatsoever. Like nothing behind your seats, no cup holders, none of that.